These videos that I'm making is for people like, how I used to be. Like if a younger version of me found this video, I'd probably have an epiphany. You're like, you know what, this guy's being honest. This guy's telling me what I need to hear. That I need to stop basically messing around in the gym, stop going through the motions, and always remember to go harder than last time. Because if you don't, you'll just be stagnant. And as the years go by, you're like, you know what, did I even make the most of the times I went to the gym? Of course you did something. It's better than not going to the gym. It's better than... Alright boys, in this video we're going to be talking about some of the mistakes I made when I was trying to gain muscle. And actually some of these mistakes were like major mistakes. They held me back for a very long time, but I only realized looking back on it, so in hindsight. And there's two things which I want to really stick to. So one of the first things is make sure you always focus on progressive overload. There was a good, I say seasons, but they were like big seasons of my life where I would go to the gym and I would go through the motions. So I had a routine. I would do the routine and then that's it. I would do the routine, I would go home. I would do the routine, I would go home. It would be a part of my daily schedule. I enjoyed going to a gym to an extent, but I wasn't really, pumped to go to the gym. And that's a completely different video on its own. Maybe I didn't have enough rest days. Maybe I didn't have anything motivating me. Maybe I just wasn't seeing enough progress. My diet was shit. My rest wasn't enough. Maybe that's one of the things that I did. But what would happen is, let's just say I would go to the gym around, I think 10, 11 o'clock. And then pretty much this was a time where I did not have a job. So I would go 10, 11 o'clock. And then that's it, 10, 11 o'clock till about 12 o'clock, half 12. I would do that over and over again. And I think at the time I was doing chest and tries, back and buys, and shoulders and legs. I believe that was the exact split I was doing. But when I realized this, it was a couple of years after, and then I'm like, for a good 3, 4, 5 years, I could have made so much more progress. I could have been so much more ahead in the journey. I could have been going hard every single day, especially because, I didn't have a job. I had a gym membership. I was basically chilling. No, sorry, not a gym membership. I didn't have a job. But I still had a gym membership, courtesy of my pops. But I could have been so much more ahead, could have been so much more jacked, so much more leaner, had so much more strength, so much more muscle, could have been so much more aesthetic, so much more quicker. And to be fair, these videos that I'm making is for people like, how I used to be. Like if a younger version of me found this video, I'd probably have an epiphany. You're like, you know what, this guy's being honest. This guy's telling me what I need to hear. That I need to stop basically messing around in the gym, stop going through the motions, and always remember to go harder than last time. Because if you don't, you will just be stagnant. And as the years go by, you're like, you know what, did I even make the most of the times I went to the gym? Of course you did something. It's better than not going to the gym. It's better than obviously getting fat, being overweight, not doing anything whatsoever. But if you look at it on the scales, like, would you rather on my camera's a bit messed, but on one thing of the scale, it's like you go to the gym but you don't make any progress, or on the other hand, would you basically become fat, become overweight, become a sedentary person, where you basically become a lazy guy and you don't really do anything, don't even go outside? Of course, every day of the week I choose someone who goes to the gym, but if you come across this video, then make sure you always go harder than last time, man. Always go harder than last time, because the thing is, you always have it within you to be strong. You might think, you know what, I've not had enough sleep, or I'm training fasted, or it's raining, or you might have whatever excuse you have, but it's never an excuse to ever not go hard. If you've got an injury and you go to the gym, fair enough, right? I'll cut you a bit of slack. But if you go with a friend, you can ask your friend to basically spot you to an extent. To be fair, if you've got an injury, like a major injury, you should be going to the gym. But if you've got like a bit of a, your wrist is feeling a bit weird, then of course be safe. But if you've got a bit of soreness in your traps and you're doing chest, then obviously that's not good enough for you to basically lower the weight. And when you're doing progressive overload, always go past the point of failure on your exercises. So let me give you an example. If you're doing bench pressing, and I always preach doing incline presses, right? So I say I'm on the incline bench and I get to a point where I can basically no longer push the bar off my chest. So I'll ask someone, even beforehand, I'll ask my friend, I'll ask whoever So can you spot me? And I'll ask them to spot me in a way where basically they help me lift the bar off my chest, but I'll lower it back down. I'll do like 3 or 4 sets of that, and I'll do it to a point where I can't even lower it. Like I can no longer move the bar even a little bit. That's the point. That's past the point of failure. And when you start doing that, you will make unbelievable amount of gains, unbelievable amount of strength, and you'll just realize, you know what, this is what I should have been doing so long ago. You should be doing that ages and ages ago. So make sure you always, man, go past the point of failure. Always focus on progressive overload. And progressive overload doesn't mean, if you're doing 60 kilogram bench press, next time you go and hit your chest, you do a 90 kilogram bench. 60 kilograms, you might even be able to put half a kilogram, a quarter of a kilogram. As long as you're always improving or trying to improve, then that's literally the most important thing. And as well as you getting mental dopamine, you have that proof of concept. You're like, you know what, I'm doing something right. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting more muscle. I'm looking better. I feel better. Now, the next thing, which is very, very important as well, boys, is stick to your program. Stick to your program. There's been, I wouldn't say this was a big season in my life, but there was a point in my life where I wasn't sticking to a program. So I would do a strongman program or whatever. I would do a 5x5 program. I would do push-pull legs. I would do a bro split. I would do the chest and tries, back and buys, legs and shoulders. I would do a different routine of that. And the thing is, you might think, you know what, I'm giving my muscles new stimulus. I'm doing new things every week. I'm trying to shock the muscle. But the only thing that's been shocked is how daft, how stupid you are. Because what happens when you stick to your program. So if you don't stick to your program, what will happen is you won't build up any strength in any one exercise, right? Because you're always switching exercises, you're always switching movements, your movement patterns are shifting, you're learning new techniques. You don't stick to anything long enough for you to basically reap the rewards of doing something. Let's just say you do your bench. I always give an example of bench pressing, but let's just say you start the gym and you start doing flat bench pressing, and you do flat bench pressing for like 2 weeks, and then you switch to just doing decline. Then after 2 weeks, you switch to doing incline, and then again you just cycle through all of them. You won't make any chest gains whatsoever, simply because you're not doing anything enough. Simply because you're not doing anything long enough for you to build up some strength, and as a result, build up some muscle and reap the rewards and actually become aesthetic and look good. So make sure you stick to your program. I know, you watch a YouTube video and some massive guy says this is his split. You're definitely not going to look like that guy within 2 weeks, man. You definitely won't. So have your program, stick to the workout, because the thing is, every workout works. Every single exercise works. There's no special exercise which is, gonna make you jacked within a day or 2 days or 3 days or whatever you think it is. So just get rid of this belief, because building an aesthetic physique, building a body is, for a natural person as well, it is months, it is years in the making. If someone's like, do this exercise and within 2 weeks you're gonna have a 6-pack, that's completely nonsense. Don't believe that. They're just trying to probably sell you something. Not that there's anything wrong with selling somebody a product, but it's based on a lie. If someone's like, you know what, I'm gonna sell you something, and I'll sell you a training program, I'll take you through the whole thing, like my coaching program, I offer that to anyone who wants it. I'll tell people, I've been through 2 fat loss transformations. I've been training since I was 13. I'm now 20. I'm 27 now. Bloody hell. And basically I've just got a wealth of knowledge. I can basically help you out. I can save you so much time. Like, all of these videos that I'm making is from mistakes, it's from experiences I've had, it's things that I've been through. And if someone's trying to sell you something, they're like, you'll become lean, you'll put on 25 pounds of muscle, you'll do this, you'll do that within 6 weeks, then obviously that's, you have to be wary, because those people are snake oil salesmen. You have to be very, 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 very careful with these kind of people. So always stick to your program. If you're talking about how long, I would say 3 months, at least 3 to 6 months. Give it a go, see how you feel. And the thing with your workout program is you always want to prioritize recovery. Like, you don't want to be at the end of your workout and feel like, I can't be bothered. Because that was me when I do push pull legs. That's me. So I avoid push-pull legs. So that's me with push-pull legs. I don't do push-pull legs. I find something. To be honest, I've been training for ages, so I design my own programs. But I always prioritize recovery. I prioritize feeling good in the gym. I prioritize having strength in the gym. I prioritize, of course, on top of all of that, making sure I can push heavy weight, because at the end of the day, that is what will put my strength up, make me gain muscle, and make me look aesthetic. And depending on what my goal is, I also try to factor in my sets and my reps. I also pair in my cardio. So if I'm like, you know what, I want to be a bit leaner, like right now I'm trying to get a bit lean. So in my program right now, I've factored in a couple of days of sprinting, a couple of days of high intensity I've factored in a couple of days of just jogging, a couple of days of zone 2 cardio. Now that's very, very important. If you're someone who's trying to gain weight, then you might have different goals. You might not do that much cardio, or you might do something else. So it's very, very important that even though you stick to your program, make sure your program is something you can stick to. Or that should be a quote. Someone should make a quote of that and reference me. However, don't make these two mistakes don't make the two mistakes which I made, because they will push your progress back, but you'll be standing still, and if you're not moving forward, you might as well be going backwards. So yeah, if you're someone who wants a full training program designed by me, nutrition, everything else which I teach, supplements, accountability, sleep, how to cook videos, just everything which you want help with, man, then join my free school community. I'm looking for 10-20 guys, founding members, to join my school community and basically be very, very active in there.